Jim made a comment about if you go to his church and you see 5 people and you could not preach to them because they are 5, he said, how did you say you? Now today you know. You don't know tomorrow. You don't even know whether for that day, he emphatically said that came to fellowship that day. Ministry is beautiful. I was in the Member Rest House 2 weeks ago, and a fellow minister, because he saw me when my wife and I, just got there in the afternoon, hot sun. I just finished the induction of the public health practitioners that finished, some time ago. They did their exams. So when we're done, I was tired. Tired. So she drove. So when we got to that place, I just was tired in the car. So we went in to eat. I didn't know, of course, like many of you would have seen me. Is that not a like something? He took the time to come to the car when we were going to, place they gave us, or they gave to us, or we paid for. And he said, excuse me, are you not like something? I said, yes, I am. He said, how come you're looking so, the way you're looking so weak? Pastors, be careful. I am a chaplain. I train chaplains. And not only that, when they say, you're looking good, this is another thing, the next question. Does looking good really mean feeling good? They may commend you. I want those of you in front to look at me well. Do I look suffering? Look at my face. Tell me, how do I look? No, just look at me. Tell me. I'm not looking, but that guy was looking tired. He had not seen me in years. He concluded I was weak. So I told my wife, I said, I'm going to prove this guy, I'm going to teach him a lesson today. He's also a senior missionary in town. I said, we're going to go to the room, and when we're coming for the evening meal, it's the same t-shirt I wore, the same thing, and my slippers that I wore that day. I said, I'm going to square up my shoulders. Come on now. And I'm going to come out the way I usually would go out. And I will just appear to him in the same hall. And God arranged it for the same table eating. And while I was there, one of my chaplains came also for that, to rest with his wife too. And then he said, so my wife said, look at the chaplain guy now. I said, oh, so I stood, I said, hey, you here? And I did like this to him. He was on the table wondering, this week, so weak, a man, what has happened in the evening? I changed my look. I told myself, what he said about me is not me. This is the real me. Let him see me. Now, some of you are where you are because you want to be there. I deliberately stood up the word, stood up from there. Before I came here today, I've distributed the scriptures I'll read to one of the pastors. I said, read it for me, because I see right now selectively, but I've not stopped working. So that you don't go and say what you don't know outside and you're going to get judged by God. Or somebody will leave and say, I said the holy hand though. What did happen to them? Pastors, grow up. Don't look at people by what you see. When we finished eating that night, he couldn't help it again. When I engaged him on the table, we started talking. He couldn't believe this. The next day he saw me on the field. And then I was coming back with my wife. He said, this Obo and Sisi are doing now, wow. Whatever you knew about anybody today, be careful concluding about it tomorrow that it's the same thing. Ministry is a mystery. The mystery comes in by what Jim was saying, when you fall into those traps. Ministry is an influence. Don't forget that. Ministry is what? Influence. The pastor that introduced me now said, I don't even know him. He said, in Yantrona, I've been told separately by some pastors, what are you still doing here? Get out of this place. Go to the US. Come to Lagos. Go to Abuja. Did they send me there? I always tell them, I said, from this Nungu, the Lord sounds his word across the earth. The relevance you are looking for, that I'm looking for, is right inside of the calling. If discovered, and discovered on time and pursued. I always tell people, I don't try to impress anyone, like you heard him say. You see, life, my brother, you know now that I see it. Life as a minister is, first of all, is there a calling? Or is there an ambition? There is a difference. Calling and what? So which one is it? Is your own the call or what? Say it again. Is your own the call or? Ambition. The age I was years ago is not the age I am now. If I'm struggling now with ministers who are just starting, what message is it that I want to preach that I have not preached? That I will not be competing with a minister that God has just called, rather than standing there as a help and a mentor to him. Knowing that I cannot run the way I used to run. I have to now push people to do the running. Have you watched films, videos of films in those days where they shot the main person on the leg and he says, keep going, you keep going. Have you heard it? In other words, let's finish this mission. Let's get this task done. Yes, they brought the guy. Said, you just don't worry. You go. You keep going. That's where we're going. Remember? Go ahead and finish it. He said, but whatever you say, I said, don't worry about me. You just keep going. What is his concern? Himself or the mission? So what's your own concern? Pastors, ask yourself, what's your mission? What's your concern? Is it the assignment or yourself? So let me take it now from Ephesians chapter 4. Okay, let me please help me out. Ephesians chapter 4, look at it from verse 11 to 15.
And he gave some apostles, and some prophets, and some evangelists, and some pastors and teachers, for the perfecting of the same.
Okay. Sit down. I'll call you. So please, you can read this in there. Don't worry. Number one, he gave what? He gave some what? Apostles. He gave some prophets. He gave another one, evangelists. Another one what? Pastors and teachers. We call them fivefold ministry gifts. Is that true? Each of these offices have their various and unique assignments. God called you to Butchering Road. There are certain things that he knows that are in Butchering Road, and he has put in you certain qualities that he knows that you will be the one to handle the issue. I think Bishop Brad, you will remember this, those days when the crisis was all over here. Zone B was the problem. How could you guys stay in that place? How? It was like, but even with all of the troubles, we remained. We stood. We kept doing ministry. Check the population of Butchering Road today to what it used to be those years. How come it became the safe haven? For 5 good years, I was doing vigil in church. 3 a.m., I will move from Yantrona, trek on the main road to Gondola, that plaza there. I will trek back to a place called Adoni Plaza, or Adoni Supermarket, somewhere in Tina Junction. for 5 years every month. Today you are doing ministry on the ring road. Some of the nights I met people with sacrifices. Some of the nights I remember some of the nights they opened their doors to see the madman. God told me, said, say it loud, cry out, and said, no power of darkness will take over ring road. Number one. Number two, development has come to ring road. Number three, begin to declare, even up to photocopy center, right? You remember, there was no photocopy center.
Yes, sir.
Began to declare. For 5 years I did it, walking from the earth there. 2 times I took church members out for them to see what I used to see in the night. That's why it's a mystery. That's the mystery side. I am trying to address the mastery of the ministry. How can you master what is a mystery? Can you think along with me? How do you master what is a mystery? As a pastor, God has called you to one area in this particular place. The first thing Satan wants to do is to threaten you, shake you at your arrival, so that you won't even put your gogomi on the ground to talk of starting anything. War will come, stress will come, oppositions will come. But that's why proper training is very important. When you are properly trained, look at what Paul, I'm going to stay more with Paul. Look at what Paul said to Timothy. He said, among many witnesses, the things which you had me taught in chapter 2, commit thou also to what? Faithful men. Look at it, and yet who shall be able to teach others also? Continuity. You want to master what is a mystery. Then what is a mystery? It's a divine secret. And the secret things of God are revealed only to those that fellowship with Him. Let's drag it again. It's a mystery. You want to master it? You want to know what mystery is? What is a mystery? Mystery is divine secret. And this secret, if you look at 1 Corinthians 2, okay, the secret things are only revealed by the Spirit of God. Look at me, people of God. That secret can only be revealed in Psalm 25. It says they are revealed to those that fellowship with Him. Why did you come into ministry? Why do you want to be a minister? You've been in ministry now. I'm going to relate this mastering to the recent times and the economic hardship that we are all going through. We are all facing it. We are all in the net of economic, cobweb. How's your own ministry? Let me even ask you this way. How do you know you are not doing fine? Who told you you are not doing well? Who told you you are not doing well? Who told you you are not doing fine? You know who told you? What you see, what you hear, and comparing yourself with other people. That makes you think you are not doing fine. I have my contemporaries, some of them have gone to be with the Lord in this city. I have some of them outside who are still there. And when we talk, I always tell them, oh boy, do not kill yourself at this age. At over 60, if all I'm doing now is to begin to now do it like I did it when I was 35, they should ask whether something is wrong with my head. Have you not asked yourself, why is it that this thing is not working as much as I want it? Instead, I am wearing out by the day. Because you've not mastered it. You heard Chaplain Jim saying he was a weightlifter, and when he went to try boxing, he knew what he saw. But you know, one thing that he said again is that it's not in the what? The massiveness, but in the skill. If you have seen Muhammad Ali those days, you notice he always do this. He will always dance around the ring. If you ever met a man called Leon Springs, ask him. He was bigger than Muhammad Ali, but Ali used skills to beat all of those opponents. Ministry is not, I tell people, I've done 55 days of fasting and prayer. I've done this. Be careful with your health. Be careful with your health as you grow older. With these issues of you fasted for 92 days, you fast, at the end of the day, you now ask yourself, even God asked you, son, did you think? Your body is aging. It's not the way it used to be. Reduce certain things. Now, how do you know that the guy was watching me that closely? He said, when I came into that hall in that, what do you call it, young restaurant, he said, look at the chief chaplain. I said, the man don't run, come up for that stress. They dodge, you know where you know from today, you can't rest inside here. I said, so you know I'm a chaplain. But he never said it. I said, look at him, the chief chaplain. They are disappeared into the back of town to come and rest. There are some of you here today, pastors. Listen to me. If they say, let's go to that place, you will think it's too expensive. For your own health, for your own life. If they tell you to spend 100,000 for you to go and sleep for 4 days in a place, you say, God forbid, that's carnality. Just wake up, sleep, eat. Wake up, sleep, eat. But that's the problem. It's not your problem. It's how we're all raised up. Please, modern day preaching, don't condemn those of us that came from the back side. It's how we're told. It's not our fault. They told us that that's the only way the ministry will grow. You heard them again said, he worked less. He works less now, and he makes more money. But he had worked. Don't just sit down now and say you have to work less. You'll be poor. But that's the thing. You don't say one thing and you're wrong. He has worked. So if he's still working like he worked before, I should ask him, Jim, are you okay? Yes. No, I should ask him, Jim, are you fine? Are you normal? With all the, and that's why I don't quit. And then you are still doing the same, waiting now. This is where I'm here today to talk to you about mastering or sustaining ministry skills that you have gotten. If you look at the way Paul put it, he gave them different offices. Then he said, it's for the body of Christ. For the refined of the body of Christ. That was all. But Paul took time to speak to the Corinthian church more. If you watch well, Paul spoke to them a lot about almost everything. Including their character, their ways of life, everything. And then he went into ministry also. If you check chapter 12, please whoever has chapter 12 of 1 Corinthians. 1 Corinthians 12 from verse 28 to 30. Yes.
And in the church,
and in,
first of all, apostles, second, prophets, third, teachers, then workers of miracles. Also, those having the gifts of healing.
Say that first word again. Also. Gentlemen, what is the meaning of also? After mentioning the fivefold ministry, also in addition. Go ahead, sir.
Also having the gifts of healing, those able to help others, those with the gifts of administration, and those speaking in different kinds of tongues. Are all apostles?
Answer it.
No.
Answer the question.
No. Are all prophets?
No.
Are all teachers?
No.
Do all work miracles?
No.
Do all have the gifts of healing?
No.
Do all speak in tongues?
No.
Do all interpret? No. But eagerly desire the greatest.
What should you desire eagerly?
Desire this.
Do you see that? So why are you thinking you're not doing well? You're in ministry and you've not been able to take care of your personal bills. Your ministry bills will be in order. Nobody started the same way you're singing today. That's why I don't agree with fathers and senior pastors that tell you, go and prove your ministry, we did like that, we will suffer. The days you proved your ministry are different from today.
Yes, sir.
If you are sending anybody to go and do anything anywhere, make life comfortable for them to an extent.
Yes, sir.
Because that will be the first form of frustration and misery. don't make, prove what now? In those days when Pastor Ayo in those days with Janare was the guy that used to sing for him. If you hear him ever sing, Hejiro it was Janare. He popularized that song. Even the gym doesn't teach me, but I sang it. Janare was to go start a church in Uganda. I settled him for I think 6 months to 1 year. In those 5 days, he said, "Be coming to take your allowances here every month." It's to ease the ministry for him.
Yes, sir.
It's not about the name of Word of Life Bible Church. It wasn't even Word of Life, but he has served under him. He said, "Go and be coming to take allowances for here, so that the work will be easy for you." What was it about taking care of first? His personal needs. You say pastors are stealing tithes and offerings. Why would they? Will the guy eat grasshopper? John the Baptist has gone.
Yes, sir.
Let's face the reality now today. If you are interested in doing spreading and ministry churches, then be ready to calculate the cost. Let's stop these unrealistic expectations. At the end of this meeting, you would have told yourself the truth that I will not do ministry to impress anybody.
Yes, sir.
It's a mystery, but it's also an influence. You want to master something? Yes, it means you must constantly interact with it. Am I correct? You must constantly get involved with it. You must do it over and over and over, that you can almost predict the outcome. Paul told them, he said, "This your calling is not ordinary. It's not just the person with 1 Corinthians 2, please help me. From verse 26 or so. From 5.
That your faith should not be in the wisdom of men.
Don't let your faith be in the wisdom of men,
But in the power of God.
but in the power of God. However,
we speak wisdom among those who are mature,
we speak wisdom among those who are mature.
yet not the wisdom of this age.
Look at that. Not the wisdom of what? This age. Using the present times to, get validation and, acceptance. No. Yes, sir.
None of the rulers of this age who are coming to nothing.
Did you hear that? Look at the final word. They are what? To nothing. If I were here today, ministry mastery comes from remaining on the service lane. Don't forget that. Ministry mastery and sustenance comes from remaining on the service lane, because on the service lane 3 things come: nomination, promotion, and recommendation. If you remain on the service lane, promotion comes, nomination comes, and what? Recommendation. Anywhere you find anyone that is serving, these 3 things usually follow. You'll either be nominated, you'll either be recommended, or you either be what? Promoted, and sometimes all 3. Remember the last time we met, I said, staying with what you know until you are known. Just stay with what you know until you are known. If it's a calling, it will show. If it's an ambition, it will also show. But when you learn to stay with it, from there, it will begin to spread to different parts. But I want to warn, be careful starting too big. Be careful starting big. The Bible says, though your beginning be little in Job chapter 8 to 7, your ending will greatly what? Increase. If you look at what Paul was writing in Romans 8, in Romans 11, he talks about the gift and the calling of God, and without what? So everybody's got his own place. In chapter 4, please, the person in chapter 4, read for me, 1 Corinthians, talk about, what is expected of a man that is called. 1 Corinthians 4. Chapter 4. 1 Corinthians chapter 4. From verse 2, actually.
Moreover, it is required in stewards.
Look at the word required. That a steward in stewards,
that a man be found faithful.
That a man be found faithful.
But with me, it is a very small thing that I should be judge of you, or of man's judgment. Yea, I judge not my own self.
Continue.
For I know nothing by myself, yet am I not hereby justified, but he that judge me is the Lord. Therefore judge nothing before the time, until the Lord come, who both will bring to light the hidden things of darkness, and will make manifest the counsels of the earth, and then shall every man have praise of God. And this thing, brethren, I have in a figure transferred to myself and to Apollo for your sake, that you might learn in us not to think of men above that which is written.
Not to think of men above that which is written.
That no one of you be puffed up for one against another. For who maketh thee to differ from another? And what art thou that thou did not receive?
That's it.
What art thou that thou did not receive?
What have you today that you did not? What do you get when they don't give you? You call it smartness? You call it education? You call it your fasting and prayer? No. There's nothing you have today, but this is where something you have to look at it. Do you have the sense of planning? Did your training tell you they did make provision for what? For planning. They gave you something. If we come back to see that thing we gave you in the next 2 years, what will it look like? You want more to be given to you. Have you shown faithfulness in the little? Whether you are a president and founder or you are under a ministry here today, hear me. It all boils down to being faithful. I get into an environment, the next thing I'm thinking of is, I want to settle down. I want to be able to have a hold over this environment with what I'm called to do. Then I think of what can I do? That your pastor does not rob you of productive thinking. In 2 Timothy 1 verse 7 it says, God has not given us what? The spirit of what? Of fear. But of what? Of power, of love, of power, and of his what? His sound mind. What are the constituents of his sound mind? What are the constituents of his sound mind? Number one is activeness, resourcefulness, and productivity. Or productive. You are productive, you are active, and you are resourceful. Those are the three major, components of a man that has a sound mind. Number one is active. Number two is resourceful. Number three is productive. Do you have these or one of them in your ministry? Does it show? The people you are leading know whether you are self-centered. Talk to me. The members in your church are watching out. There are people who are very intelligent in your congregation. They are watching and they have the resources, but they are not sure whether they can commit that thing to you. If you will do what? Will take care of it, or you will use it for yourself. They are watching. I've gone through all of that. There are some that will be in your ministry for many years. They are watching you. But God has kept them in the place of honor where they can help you, but they never would have revealed themselves to you. You never would have known where the offices they occupy. You don't even know their resources and their strength, but they are watching to see whether this person will be able to handle this. And you know what? They've been to places, they are disappointed, they are tired. They're just looking for a place where they can serve God without any pressure. And then you show yourself. Little thing that they show to you, they just show little thing. The next thing is you go and begin to buy things that are just, out of the world. And they say this one will squander it. If you commit it to this one, you go chop am. We no go see am. People are looking for investors in ministry. investment-minded pastor. I started in a flat, just a parlor. And I knew from that Synod junction, many of you that knew where we started. And from there, we just started gradually. If you will do it well, we will know from the way you are doing it. One of the things that if God wants to help anybody, the first thing he does to him that he puts him on the path of order. Anybody that God wants to help, the first thing he does to him is that he teaches him order. Order, that's the first thing. As long as you act scatteredly, you look scatteredly, you talk scatteredly, people will not invest in your ministry. You are not showing mastery. You are not showing mastery. They can't see that if it happens, he can do it again. He knows what to do. He can expect this to happen because he will do it again. So what is the problem that is making your own life, I'm not talking about just church now, your own life, you feel even confused about yourself? You know, school fees is there now, this period. Rent is there for some of you that have not bought or built your own places. And if I ask you as a pastor, what are your first priorities when you start ministry? Is having a structure or having a place that you call your own to be free from stress, is it a major, factor or not? Or you want to continue to move? That's the one. Number two, your children and your wife, what are your plans? Do you have the plans that they should be settled, or they will just keep, living the way you have been living? What are your plans for your family? What is the plan for the church? Then you want to think about, what about the plan for the people that are coming around? You just say, when we get to that bridge. You don't do that as a pastor. That's why some of us have not changed. That's why we have not been able to make any considerable progress. I do this. When there's a major need, I stop every other thing, all expenses, and I face that one thing at a time. Those that are around me know they say it's a one-way soldier. The reason why they call me one-way soldier is that by the way men are configured, we think one thing at a time until we pull it through. Women can do 10 at the same time. Mothers, am I correct? Mothers, am I talking? Because I know that you guys can be putting something on the fire and it will not burn. You are washing clothes, you are sweeping house, you are doing them, and the soup no go burn. Try it with man. You go chop your pot. Let's give our women that today. I don't know how they do it, but they do it well. You will see women doing everything in the house, and yet food will still be ready. It will not be burnt. They will attend to children, they will attend to men, they will attend to visitors, and man, God bless you women today. Now then when you look at this, if you have a smart wife who is intelligent, pastors, can I beg you to think this way too? If you have a wife who is smart and intelligent, tap into her strength. Even though she's meant to submit to you, if she's smart, and you know she's smart, it is not weakness to tap into her intelligence, it's simply wisdom. I don't know if you got that. Many of us are still suffering today because we want to do it alone. Who told you cannot talk? No. She can help you from the background. Except if your own doesn't have time for you or for ministry. But if you have a wife that shows interest in what you are doing, I'm not talking about one dragging microphone. Women, ministry is not microphone. The real ministry is behind the scene. Your husband giving you a microphone does not make you, the big woman or whatever of God. But the effectiveness of that man in ministry is your praise, is your power, is your strength. That is your excellence. Because everywhere he enters, he knows my wife helps me. So pastors, if you have smart wives, tap into their wisdom. Allow them to make one or two, input. And women that are here, try. Those of you are pastors, try as much as you can. Don't try to usurp the authority. Don't try to, lord it over him. Suggest it respectfully and leave it. When you suggest it, you see my words, I'm picking them. Suggest it how? Suggest it how? Respectfully, and leave it to who? Your name is there as a helper. You do your own. And then prayerfully tell the Lord, you let him know. I've had issues in my own family, in my own ministry before now, especially my family. You know, pastors will like talking about other people's issues, but not their own. I have a very smart wife. When I was coming today, she said, "This is Saturday meeting. Don't go and stress your head. Get this half shoe." I said, "Okay, which one is there, man?" I said, "I want to look a little bit half sharply." He said, "Okay, that one is okay." I said, "I will come, say me I don't tire." I said, "Okay, now me then come, no go." I said, "But you know, I never chop. If I the food in the car, she package and put up in the packer. Even when they go as a chopper." Now, we didn't come to this understanding now. Some of you are funny. You've had issues with your family, your wife at the beginning of your ministry. It's part of the package. Because money know they do, things know they do, stress here and there, church members go fight. So sometimes you come back to the people. Now we've mastered it, that this is how it works. What do I do? Now me and her disappear from town now. Those of us that knew us, those of us who do giddy, they didn't know we disappear from town. Talk to me. We disappear, we just took off. I told her, put AC and then we can enjoy this thing. Let's just relax. But you see, those that knew then, they don't know that we have mastered the trick. If there's any reason for tension today, one person, she asked me when we were coming back, she said, "Come on, you don't change, you don't even argue again or talk to." When people were trying to stress her, and you know, say they were trying to stress her, they were doing everything to make her, those of you are pastors, you mentioned the questionnaire said internet. Sometimes you can see some family members, they will engage your wife from morning till night on phone, and then you want to get angry. She said, "You don't even talk." I said, "At what time? You don't know my age." We don't master this thing now. Now me and you, they go. And she expressed that thing because she was shocked. Unlike before, I said, "What is the meaning of all of this? We are on vacation." But I just take her and say, "Okay, I sleep across me there." I took off. And many of you don't want to change. You will keep having problems. You will keep having issues. Now, those that knew me then, they don't know me now. Your ministry, those that were with you then, I pray a prayer for myself. People that actually left me in a place. I may not have gone further than what you think or how you expect. But I'm not where you used to leave me or meet me. Ministry is all about learning the skills. Understand how the experiences you have today, learn from it. Learn from it. Learn from it. What is that? Lessons. If experience does not end up with lessons, then you are miserable. You are going to suffer losses. Take your time after today. Call your wife, call your husband. If you are the one in ministry and your husband is supporting you, call them, beg them, kneel down. God has no one no vex. All my graduates, no vex. Now God call us and beg. From now, I'm going to live long. Because if the man die now your eye will clear. If that man do, then your body will calm down. The same thing with you men. If that woman died today, you will not say you know anything. I was there, I went into the kitchen. And I was looking at the whole thing. And I saw the plates inside the sink. Hand no pain me, leg no pain me. And I saw this woman, this one a liquid soap and they do. I looked at it and I said, "Emma, you shall do this one." I said, "No." This soap every time I go to wash your hand. You know how the soap they dish there? So I this woman, I was answering the question. He says, "What's wrong now if you help and wash this plate where they here?" Since all the children don't come out, the last one, he did finally into the finding way. He says, "So why not two of you 90? Why not just wash this?" And I just wash the thing. After I wash and finish, I come wash and say, "Hey, what stops you from cleaning the tables?" And then just the ground, help and go out. Because if you help her, she will help you. Spirit, soul. So now I just do the whole thing. And as I finish it, I wasn't doing it that way before. But I'm mastering certain things now. Some of you create stress for yourself when there's no stress. Something you can just come out, I do as if you know see it will make a matter. I don't like this thing you do. Your pressure is going up. You're going to kill yourself for nothing. And the ministry, listen, one thing I've learned recently, if you drop dead today, people will not use all your money to bury you. Let me say it again, pastors. If anyone dies today, people don't use all their monies to bury them. You know what people say? I beg very small food. We that are alive, we need the remaining money. They will buy the small coffin they buy for you. Do the so-called befitting bed that they can do for you. But the remaining, the lighter part of the money, it will be alive. They will not sink it in the ground. So what is your problem? Some of you cannot just think twice and say, look, let's stop all this fight. Call yourself to order. Stop fighting yourself, number one, and stop fighting your spouse. You are mastering the act of ministry. Sometimes I will look at the complex where we are. I saw that chaplain. I myself at the bottom. I saw that chaplain come now. I'm telling myself, all of this, if you die today, how many of these places will they put you? I will do that. They never finish. That is if they even like camp, if they agree to put you there or your house. If you go to carry go open space with that road. And they'll tell you the man was a simple man, he didn't like trouble. And then not only that, people might even say you begin to be a threat and you'll be scaring us. And you'll carry go through it for under some. So I always tell myself, keep it simple. Take it easy. It's all part of mastering it. If you look at what Elijah did and what Elisha did, they are not too far, but Elijah was a brutal man. Elisha took part of it. When that was even lion come kill innocent children, when they are marked, they stay one place. Who destroyed the prophet of Baal? Not the Bible. Then he came and killed children with lion. Now, if you look at the people that trained us, we look at you. Some traces of where you came out from is still in your body. In life as a ministry, part of the things you do to master your calling is to learn and then unlearn to relearn. You didn't get it? Yes. Part of the keys is you what? You learn, unlearn, and relearn. That's just the key. If you don't, you have a problem. If you stay with this is what it is, this is what it has been, you will not move forward. Let me begin to round up with this. Ministry also is service. I say it's influence first of all. I say it's a mystery. Remember that? Now it's also what? It's a service. For you to sustain, to be sustained, you must be a service provider. What service are you providing in ministry? In the locality where you are? In the locality where you are, what service are you providing? What service? The service is what determines your relevance. Like pastor in any environment, people think it's until you have so much money before you can make impact, before you can influence people. Ministry is just influence. Ministry is service. At the end of your service in that community, if today you are no more in that community, can your church people, can the people in that area say, when Pastor so and so was here, this area. Like NEPA bills, I remember those days when I was living in the church. If they have any NEPA problem, they will tell you, go and call Pastor. Pastor will call NEPA. As little as that service was, as little as that was, they knew me with that. Oh, Pastor, no, but let us stay in darkness. There was a time the crisis was so hard. If those of you know where we are, the back of us was the entrance where they always come out to attack. And our church was, of course, the major area they wanted to finish up. They tried it one time, 2 times, they tried to burn it. They burned my offices and broke all the glasses, but they couldn't. But that period when it was so tough, I just took the car one day and I said, let me take the generator out of the hall. So that even if, you see, at that point I was already getting tired. So even if, that I'm completing now, if the fire will be reduced because of the petrol in the gen. I didn't know that women on the street were all standing in front of their houses. If you've been there directly, you know. They were like this, watching pastor, putting the boot in the back of the car, near the door, carrying generator. I just heard a noise from down the street. Pastor, think they will do to that. Pastor, don't depart. Now people come out, oh, that day I learned a lesson. What does that mean to you? If pastor can park, then let's leave. So do you know, I said, no, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. Please, I'm still here. He said, go to the generator of motor. Do you know I had to return the generator in their presence? I left it there and I drove up for them to know that I didn't take anything. Influence, service. And today, in that community, that's what God has helped us to achieve. Don't try to influence my community, influence your street. You may not have the money, but you may have the people. God should give you the words that you can use in your ministry, in your church. There are people in our ministries today, in our own church today, for example, that say, oh, Pastor, take this 50,000. I want to buy 2 lights. I want to buy this. For those of you who have been to Yambila at night, all of those lights, 16 streets, we did it. 16 streets, we put the light. We didn't collect money from anybody, and I don't have any NGO. My boss, Dr. John Abram, does not give me money to do such things. He doesn't even give me money. Each time I tell him, I say, okay, you're causing me a problem. They say, since you came to Nigeria, now we go money and they use. He will laugh. How do I get the money? There are influences that we have influenced. I call some of them, hey, you send me money, I want to put lights. The tithes they sent to me, oh yeah, go and buy lights. Go and put it. It was an obsession that came on me. The criminal activities were going on. What is going on on your own street? Not even the whole place. It's okay. Don't wait until you get money. It will happen. I said, how can we be walking in darkness in this area? And that was it. We started with our own area. We started with our street. We moved to the next street until the 16th one. And the street where I live in Shelter, I also did the entire street. So, where did I get the money from? It's from the gift people give to me. So if you go to that community in the night, they told me the number and the secretary said, thank you. We have had less of this stabbing of people and collecting phones. And when they were talking about it, they said, the word of true church. I hid it under the church. I tell my pastor, who is the manager of the money, I said, tell them it's the church. Some of us want to do it so they will know that we did it. No. This is part of the things that I have noticed that in this area, this is one of the problems, and that's it. But one of the days, I had to get down to Great Commission. And they said, don't do Great Commission. I said, why? They said, they're supposed to do it. After all, they're getting foreign money. I said, who told you? That's why they talk about it and no. So everybody doing ministry now, because when you go visit them, they don't give them money. I said, it doesn't matter. It doesn't follow. They say they are bigger than evil. I said, no. I stood in front of our church one day and I looked at Great Commission. I said, it's so dark. I said, go and put for them. Put at the gate of Great Commission. One of the leaders said, no. If I almost pushed the guy who was doing the ladder down, say, why are you putting for them? I said, is it your money? You see the bitterness. He was talking about bitterness. The bitterness has been there. I said, do you know what missionaries suffer? These guys don't have offering every Sunday. They don't have, look, they may not have anybody send them tithes. I said, so if you call them Great Commission, it doesn't mean they have great money. I said, number 2, we are doing the same job with different methods. Chaplaincy is the same gospel of Jesus repackaged. So leave them to do their own. Let me put light in front of their place, and then I try to do the whole street. Then we now cross again to even when they have the children and servants. I told them, anywhere you see church, put for me. Now, that is also service. What service can you render to your community? It may not be that one. Just maybe something that you can just help people around you. Another one we do is, in your church there, as small as your offering is, there are some people that their school fees is just 10,000, 9,000. Can't you give them 5,000? Must all the money be spent on you and your wife and children? These are the ways you get people to know that you are not just for yourself alone. I don't know if you're thinking. You look at people who are there in the ministry. These guys, they don't have they don't have all the this. You look at them, bro. How are you doing? You don't even need to worry ahead. Yes. How much is the school fees of this person? Oh yeah, pay half. Do it. Look, church money not be for pastor to job alone. Use it for the people. Write it down. You use it for the people. Use it. The boy sent me 400,000 some time ago. He said, my tithes, in plural. He has not been paying tithes. So I think he got a job and he just sent the money. I said, okay, pay some school fees out of it. Take care of the solar panels that we needed to add. Because I got tired of the issue of light. I got tired of generator noise. So I pushed solar panels on our roof. I said, let's be free of any of these people. I said, buy one more, add to it, pay school fees, and then take care of some other things. That was how I spread the money. I said, write it down in your account. We have an auditor that comes to check. Let me say this before I leave. It's not until your ministry starts getting 400,000 before you can become master of the ministry skills and your calling. Start from now. Let them see. It's required that the man be found what? Faithful. What you will eat, they will give you. Every time I think of ministry, I think of service. I think of service. Ministry is more than this one pulpit all the time. You preach and preach and preach. You can see how many preaching will be preaching. What is the impact in the society? How God anointed Jesus Christ of Nazareth with the Holy Ghost and power, who was going about doing what? And healing all them that were what? Oppression of the devil. For God was with him. Start with you. Pastors, you will find that they will expose and they will talk about. And they will tell people. Say, but Pastor, don't you think that will be a problem? No. You do what you can do part time. Every time. I don't tell anybody that I'm going to pay school fees for them. I just pick randomly. Go pay this one for them. Now we have people that say, pay it directly from the church account. Let them see it. Because we have some people in our churches today, they like to collect the head you give them. I don't know if you have suffered that, Jim. They like to collect your head, but they don't want to sign. They don't want to sign. They don't want them to know, say anything, have anything brought to their side. Shrewd people. There are people like that. You just listen. This is the principle I teach people to do in church and myself. When God blesses you, okay, remove your tithe. Don't mind these confused people who are saying don't pay tithe. Don't mind them because they are all coming back to it now. Take away your tithe, number one. Then two, take what you need out of it. 3, keep the rest for further instructions. I say it again. When God blesses you, pastors, even if they give you 1 billion naira, take the tithe off it. 2, take what you need. Don't behave like Israelites that were packing money and hiding. Don't behave like governors that want to pay up front school fees in dollars. Take what you need, then leave the rest for further instructions. That's what you call savings. In case of anything that God is telling you, is from there. But you've taken what you want, you need. Not, take what you need, leave the rest there, and wait for further instruction. You know what? It's not your money. It's God's money. And it tells you how and what to do with it. Over the years I've seen it. Like it works for me. And if it works for me, I guess maybe if you are able to try it and it works for you, fine. But I know these are basic principles that people respond to leaders that actually flow in the direction of their needs and show concern for their own areas of needs also. But when it's always you, the people will eventually gravitate. You live in a very fine place as a pastor, and your junior pastor is living in one lungu somewhere that he has to trek to get there. And then when he comes late to the office, you start yelling at him, why did you come late to church office? I don't take that rubbish here. But then where you live? They're moving to near your place now. Get into a place nearby. Even if you cannot rent 3 bedrooms, get in a self-contained too. Or even if you stay in one room, let him move close to where you'll be nearer you. Talk to me. These are the things that will help us to avoid rebellion and breaking the God necessarily. Make life comfortable for those standing under you too. Because if you look at the strategies of Paul, Titus, Timothy, and Philemon, the Baba was always following those words. He was always talking to them. He was always encouraging them. He would always tell them the things to do. He never stopped talking with them and talking to them. When last did you do your own? The boys that are under you, they're watching you. They see the kind of comfort you are enjoying. They know how you are living your life. And the closer they get to you, the more they know of you, especially your weaknesses. And watch me, they will hit you when it's time in the bad place. So why not just make life easier for them? Finally, brethren, I like using myself as an example. If God will help you, I said it, He will put you on the path of what? On the path of what? Order. When I notice that the people around me, the time I have, and the job I'm in, and the ministry in jobs generally, it's not like it used to be. I said, fine, let's change the method. There was a time I had to close the entire offices that we had, 2 of them. I said, okay, no. Since these boys are already of age, those of you that knew this young man that is a good that has, my kind of this time, it was time for him to leave. I called him up, I said, come on, it's time? Okay, fine. Let me know when you're ready to go. And I called him up, gave him some money, prayed for him. I said, in case you need microphone and mixer amplifier, carry this ones. Carry and go. Go and start somewhere. That's what I told him. Because I like to maintain a relationship. So that if I need them, they can always run down to help me. But why would you fight? You fought the first person that left you. You fought the second one. Don't you know they meet themselves in town? Don't you know they talk when they meet? You don't think about that? I told you now. They will meet themselves and talk. So what you do, I make sure that we don't have quarrel. 3 days ago, somebody asked me, hey, you mean your computer guy, your ICT guy, he still works with you? I said, very much. We're still very much. Should I call him? He's still the one maintaining our website till tomorrow. He's the one right now, the Champions College of Health Science, when we're having issue with the approval with the government and all of that. He was always there. I said, online, we work remotely. Put this on the website, remove this one from the Champions College of Health Science and Technology, put that one in the College of Champions, do this. 24 hours market. When we were having the national exams for the first time, he was there with me. He came around, he did it. I said, you mean he's still? I said, oh yeah, but he's no more here. I said, he's no more here, that means he's no more in life. He's no more here, that means he's no more in service. Depends on how you did it. Why? I have mastered it from the injuries of the past. If you see a general who says he's a general, please ask him, can you show me your marks? Show me your wounds. Show me your bruises. Then I'll know you're a general. You can make life easier, brethren. Stop this overworking. And then you now, only you, now you are in 5-10 years ago, now you the arrange here. Now you see the arrange here. 5-10 years ago, now you the clean. Waiting. You know the tire? You mean you've not been able to influence somebody? You mean you've not been able to serve somebody? To that level where the person will now serve you? It takes tenacity. It takes honesty of heart for you to master your calling. Look at the way it is. Gehazi did not look at him well. He was looking at the other side. That's why he had issues. If Gehazi had waited, I guess he would have had double of Elisha's food. What are you looking for? The food you will eat, the clothes you will wear. Like today now, by the grace of God, is it cloth? Now, Mr. had no water. Somebody one time brought 7 different, they call it Sunday clothes. 7. One of the children will serve in church, who is now somewhere out there. He said, I watch you on the internet because I run serious Facebook internet ministry. He said, I want to change your wardrobe. I said, okay, 7 with 4. This is the list of them. 4 different shoes. He said, I see you still wearing this tie shoe for leg. You're getting old, you should not be wearing that again. Not me, as soon as they wear them now. I don't say, your children will dress you up. Yeah. But if you have not served these children, how will they serve you? I said, my back prepared me one day. The girl said, back, I'm sending you something. She sent one massager. You think they do like like the one I see in the future. She said, that the thing with that is putting that light. And I was I sat on it and my waist problem disappeared. Brethren, I say it again to you today. Influence, service makes it very easy for you to master the thing and then avoid unnecessary quarreling. And if you have a smart spouse, tap into the wisdom. Because now from inside, it will give you strength before you go outside. I believe this little story and examples. I'm not telling you for Ohio or in Massachusetts. It's me. You all know me. This is it. You saw the way I work enter. You see the way I work go sit down. May God help you not to kill yourself before death comes. In the name of Jesus. Please help us to give Pastor Bright, our Bishop right now, a good hand in our hand. For this meeting, God will keep you and strengthen you